name is Sophie, in case you're new around here. I didn't post a video last week and I was pretty sad about that, but I've been kind of sad in general, so there you go. Welcome back to the vlogs. It's been a while. I thought I would sit down and we could have a little catch up, a little bit of heart to heart right now, because I have been struggling a little bit mentally, emotionally over the last couple of weeks, to the point where I just really didn't feel like vlogging, and that's why there wasn't a vlog last week, and that's why there hasn't been that many vlogs lately at all. I usually like to get up at least 2 videos a week. 3 is like the goal, but 2 videos is what I kind of strive for. And lately it's just been 1 video a week for quite a while now, and that is because I just have not been in a very great headspace for vlogging and just like in life in general, because well, we'll just get into it. So basically, Josh and I have been house hunting for a really long time now, almost like a year I feel like at this point. I feel like everyone's talking about this at the moment, but basically the housing market right now is so insane. It's so competitive and there's like no inventory. So as soon as a house comes available, people jump on it really fast. So houses are going way, way, way above asking price, and they're not even worth it, like not even close to being worth that price. So that has been a struggle for us. I've been really trying hard not to get too emotionally invested in these houses that we see. It's not been, there haven't been that many that I've been really, really excited about. There's only been one actually that I really loved and cried over quite a few times because I really, really wanted this house. So that's one layer of the situation. The other layer, which is even more of like a personal and emotional note for me, I guess, that I didn't really think I wanted to talk about, but anyway, I'm sure I've talked about it online before anyway, like in the past, because it's always been the plan to move to Nashville. Right now we live in Florida, which is where I grew up, but Josh used to live in Nashville for like 6 years, and I have some family in Nashville, and like a lot of our good friends live there. It's just a city that I can really envision our future in. So can Josh. Like, we're totally on the same page about it. We both want to end up in Nashville and spend like half the year in Nashville, half the year in New Zealand would be the goal, since his family's over there and we just really love it there, and we want to raise our kids there, or we at least want our kids to like have a lot of time spent in New Zealand growing up. Like, I want that to be like their second home, or maybe first home, and Nashville will be our second home. I don't know, we need to figure that out still. So anyway, as I was saying, Josh and I are on the same page about wanting to move to Nashville, but his timeline is a little bit longer than mine. Like, he's thinking maybe in another like 2 years we'll move, and I'm like, I cannot live here for another 2 years. It's obviously a lot more expensive to live in Nashville than it is where we are right now. So that's kind of like the main factor of why we haven't moved there yet. So yeah, we're just working some things out and figuring out what we're gonna do. But all this to say, it's taken a huge emotional toll on me. And I don't know why that feels like dramatic, or like I feel kind of silly for saying that, but I don't want to get emotional. It's so embarrassing. Sorry. I just feel so ready to move forward with the next chapter in our lives, and like really setting down roots and getting planted in. Sorry, I really didn't think I was gonna cry because I've like thought about this and talked about it so much, but okay, I pulled myself together. Basically, I'm just so ready to get planted in a community and have friends around us and live in a city that we really love. And I just feel like Nashville is home for us, and it's weird because I haven't lived there in such a long time. I've never actually technically really lived there. I just spent a ton of time there when Josh and I were dating, that it kind of felt like I lived there. But anyway, I just feel so like that's our home. I think I've also mentioned this before, but our church is in Nashville. The Belonging, like Josh and I used to go there all the time whenever he lived there and whenever I was like there all the time. And it just feels like home for me. So we've been live streaming The Belonging almost every week since we've been in Florida. And even when we lived in Chattanooga, Tennessee, we would always watch The Belonging. So that's been like our home church for the longest time. And we've tried a few churches here in this area, but none of them really like connected with us the way that The Belonging does. And that's just like a huge, very important piece of our life that I feel like we're really missing out on. I just really feel like we're missing out on that like community. I'm the worst crier because I literally can't speak when I'm crying. Like, my voice goes all like crazy and I sound like SpongeBob, so please excuse me, but I just feel like we're really missing out on that community aspect, and I feel like that's just so important to like live a healthy, happy life, is like having community around you and friends and church, and like we don't have that at all here in Florida. We have a lot of my family here, which has been amazing, and that's definitely been like the biggest blessing for us being here, that we're able to be close to family and like spend that time with them. There's definitely more like reasons and aspects of why we can't move to Nashville right now, apart from just like the price and how hard it is to find a house to buy. Like Josh's job is here, and there's just a few things that we need to figure out before we are able to move. But yeah, it's all just like come to a head in the last few weeks, and I've been like just so emotional. As you can tell, I'm like genuinely so embarrassed about how much I've been crying in this video, but I just want to be honest about where I'm at so that I can continue vlogging like a normal person, because it's just been so frustrating like not being able to vlog because I haven't been feeling great and like not in a great mental headspace. So I just kind of wanted to get all this out there and like off my chest so I can continue vlogging and like being real with you guys. But geez, gosh, I've been talking for 17 minutes, so I'm gonna have to cut a lot of this out, I think. But anyway, that's where I'm at. I feel like I don't even know what I said. Like, I don't know if I explained anything properly, if like anything made sense, but I feel like you will kind of get the gist. And if you have questions, you can maybe leave them in the comments, and yeah, we can have a chat. But we're working through things, trying to figure out what the next step is. So I don't know if we're gonna take a little bit of a break from house hunting for the moment, like being so active with it, because even our real estate agent, she's so sweet and she's been helping us through this whole process, and she was like, you guys might just want to wait it out for another 4 or 5 months until the market slows down, because she hopes, and I guess people are expecting that it will by then, so that we can actually find a house that we want to buy that's a normal, good price. I'm just trying to find peace with where I'm at and be happy with where I'm at, and not be constantly like waiting for what's next, because then you just feel like your whole life is on pause. And that's honestly kind of how I felt for the last 2 years, that like I'm just waiting for our real life to start, like our real life. I know that this is real life, but part of me just feels like our real life is gonna start when we get to Nashville, and we can start really like setting down roots and getting plugged into the community again, and just like having our life there. So yeah, I'm just really hoping and praying that I can just find peace here, and that the Lord will work it all out. I know he's gonna work it all out, he always does. But this has just been a tough season of waiting, and I'm just ready to move forward. So you might be able to see that I'm literally just like still kind of like working through things in my own head, like trying to figure out how to feel and think about things, because I'm desperate to move to Nashville. But it seems like we won't be able to buy a house if we go to Nashville first. We might have to rent for a while because the prices are so much higher there. But I'd kind of rather do that so that we could just like get started with our life in Nashville and not have to wait it out even longer, because we also want to start a family soon. I'm 28 years old. I don't want to have a baby in Florida. I want to have him in Nashville. So it has just been a really tough season of waiting, and I feel like all of my emotions and like, I don't know the word, like frustration of being here for the last 2 years has really come to a head in the last couple weeks, and it's caused a bit of an emotional breakdown. So this is where I'm at right now. I just wanted to be open with you guys and just let you in on what's been going on with me, and like why I haven't been vlogging as much, and just let you know what's going on. So now I can take you along on this journey of finding a house, whether that be here in Florida or in Nashville, hopefully. Or maybe we'll just like leave it all behind and move to the Caribbean, who knows? Okay, I feel better after getting that off my chest, even though I'm like, still feel very fragile right now. But again, I hope any of that made sense, and I appreciate you if you are still watching this, because I feel like I've just sat here and like been a crazy person for the last 20 minutes. So I'll chat with you soon.